Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
What? Rex is Daniel because of High West whiskey, because we like the High West.
Yeah, we love High
We're
West.
a fan of the High West.
Now, this is a gift from Nathan Stanton.
Nathan Stanton, you magnificent bastard!
Alright, so I'm excited to try this one because I never have, and this is actually theirs. As in, they distilled it. Because you know they were switching over to trying to distill their own stuff, right?
Because up till now, like I haven't had a High West that I've disliked.
Right.
And up until now, they've been doing what, sourcing and blending and stuff? Okay, and this is their stuff.
This is their stuff.
First stuff or just the first stuff we
I don't know
have
if it's the first stuff that I've tasted that they actually made, I think.
What kind of whiskey is
This is called Valley Tan, because back in the day, that was the nickname for whiskey made in Utah.
Valley Tan.
Back in the day, remember, Utah was founded by Mormons, and it was actually illegal for drinking establishments and for anybody to make alcohol,
Right.
except they made an exception for Valley Tan, a Utah whiskey. And it was described as mostly wheat heavy and a kind of a light, easy drinker.
Okay.
Like a refreshing, easy drinker. Now, this is, in theory, a blend of whiskeys between 1 and 6 years old.
Okay.
Right? And because it's a blend, it doesn't require an age statement.
Are you getting a lot of maltiness?
I am. So this is, they have, what they said was wheat whiskey and oat whiskey mash bills.
Okay, wheat and oat. But I'm getting like a malty note. It's really nice. It's wheat.
It really is nice. It does actually smell more malt than it does like a...
Yeah.
I was looking for a bourbon or for a rye, but nope,
Sure.
nope. This is more, even though... But then again,
So I've gotten
I'm
this-
unfamiliar with wheat whiskey.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Because a handful of wheat whiskeys I've had, it's had this sweet, really rounded note.
Right.
And it parallels, not perfectly, but there are some parallels to maltiness.
We may only have a dozen wheat whiskeys in the whole vault.
43.5%. And this is the kind of whiskey that's going to switch it up a few times before it's finished with you. I get very first sip.
Yeah, smell that. In their same weird round malty notes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
wheat.
Yeah. So that
Wow, that is an easy drinker.
it's super easy, and then that unfolds. I'm gonna put a pin in the first flavor because I can't define it quite yet, but it unfolds into some berries.
It's Chardonnay. You know what this is? It tastes like the lightness of an Irish grain whiskey,
Yeah.
but without the sharp alcohol burn.
Yeah, no, it's rounded.
It got all the nice light, rounded, buttery.
If it was like a more mature, a little bit more dense, a little bit more smooth and rounded off grain, and then that sweetness isn't overbearingly sweet. It's like a malty sweetness for me. I know it's not a malt whiskey, but
This is really nice. It's a little bit brittle on the very end and a little bit kind of shiny, but overall it's just a pleasing, kind of simple experience.
it lands into some berries. I want to say some raspberries and cranberries, and then a spice note that feels like a rye almost.
Yeah.
A spice note.
Okay.
That's nice.
All right.
What did you say?
You ready for a story?
What did you say was in it?
It's a great story.
Wheat whiskey and then what else? What was
Wait,
it?
maybe
Wheat
wheat
and-
oats are possible. It depends on which batch. And this is batch GO3, I think.
Okay.
8 GO3, or it's hard to read that handwriting.
Oats. Oh, okay. I will say, as far as my favorite High Wests, is probably not in the top 2 or 3.
No.
But compared to other whiskeys in this category, it's like, damn, it's
good.
It's a superior whiskey, to be sure.
So Valley Tan originally referred to leather tanned by Mormon pioneers, and eventually it applied to anything not imported. So tan used to be slang for homemade,
Yeah.
right? And so homemade whiskey was called Valley Tan.
Right?
Valley Homemade.
Right.
Or Valley Shine. It was a Mormon invention, blah, blah, and it was talked about. Anyway, the guy on the front, this is the story that you're not going to want to miss. This dude, Porter Rockwell,
Yeah.
was one of the Utah Territory's earliest lawmen. And by lawmen, I mean he was sort of a henchman.
So how's your month going so far?
Hasn't started yet. Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
Is that it? I didn't even do questions.
That's no time.
There's no questions.
There's no time.
How long was this video?
It's 8 minutes.
No. There's no. You can't shut this down. Finish your story there.
I'm done.
Yeah, you're done. Austin Quinn Yanglin. Rex and Daniel remind me of Adam and Jamie, the Mythbusters.
Yeah.
Polar opposites that contrast in a way that makes the show fun. Except Adam and Jamie didn't get along. Plus, Daniel and Jamie are both bald dudes. Rex and Adam both have evil laughs. The more I think about it, the funnier it is.
All of a sudden, when I let this glass sit empty for a little while,
Right.
it turned into apples.
Did you ever watch Mythbusters?
Yeah, actually, Mythbusters is a show I continually refer back to argue with people about roundabouts.
Roundabouts?
Because they proved that roundabouts put through dramatically more vehicles than a four-way stop.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't even close.
Right. In this day and age, people don't apologize, right? They'll think of some ridiculous reason why what they said, that the thing they said was totally wrong, is still justifiable. Nobody apologizes. But I was in, what's that, Martha's Vineyard. This beautiful island, a bunch of rich people, driving around with this guy, and he's showing me around the island, and he says, yeah, and this is a roundabout, we just had this put in. It was like a 1.5 year long local, like, just
like
all-out battle about this roundabout's going to ruin the four-way stop, and it's a really important four-way stop, and the traffic's just going to be mayhem. And they got that official group together to rally against this roundabout that's going in there.
Because they've definitely never worked in every other country.
They've had this four-way stop for the longest time, and they need like stoplights and stop signs. It's fine. And then finally they put in the roundabout. It was the only time I've ever seen it in my life. A group of people that officially got together to rally against something came out with an official apology.
Really?
They said, yeah, we were way off base there. This roundabout is amazing.
That's
impressive. It was this important section of the island where it's just totally unlocked all of this traffic that was going to this four-way section.
Wow.
Yeah, that never happens.
That never happens.
Apparently, if you're rich and comfortable enough in Martha's Vineyard, you can...
You can be like,
yeah, it's fine. We'll give him the roundabout.
You're right.
It's fine. It's a beautiful, beautiful island, by the way. Jim Nash.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Daniel Month. Wikipedia confirms that March is indeed Daniel Month.
Yeah, I just saw that post.
You know what? You can put any crap in Wikipedia, and it's there until somebody corrects it.
Wikipedia is gospel.
Till somebody corrects it. You know as well as I do that Daniel Month was a February month. He gets the shortest month. Now, I'm in the Whiskey Tribe rooms, right? And I get a post that shows up in I think it's a Facebook group. And apparently on Wikipedia, the official months in March that are being observed recognizes Daniel month as a March month. So
the two most important
I now have something to do after lunch.
The two most important sources in the whole world are Wikipedia and LinkedIn. Everyone knows that.
Stephen Kessler, how the hell do distilleries mature anything past 15 years and anything made out of wood? I just don't understand how it all doesn't turn into angel share regardless of climate.
So, I did a little spreadsheet that...
Sounds like something you would do in the middle of Daniel month.
Yeah, no, because I was curious too. So if you figure Scotland has an average angel share of around 2% a year. Mm-hmm. After 50 years, that would take a 53-gallon barrel from 53 gallons down to less than 20.
Right.
That's still some whiskey in there, right? I mean, you lost way more than half, but it's still 20 gallons.
Right.
Here's the thing. In Kentucky, the rates range from 5 to 10% a year.
Right.
After 20 years in Kentucky, or 50 years in Kentucky, you'd end up with less than a gallon if that rate hangs true.
Yeah.
That's the differences in climate, right? So in Scotland, you can hit 50 years, still have a third of the barrel left. In the U.S., or at least in Kentucky area, you have less than a gallon. And in Texas, you'd probably have an empty barrel within 20 to 30 years.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, so that's, you're just having to run the math on angel share. That's all you're doing.
And hope that you don't have a microscopic leak somewhere that throws everything off.
Yeah, or hope that you don't have an actual leak, like when you go to collect your barrel and find out instead of 50 gallons that you thought was in there, you now have 1. Because the whiskey's all over the floor.
So circling back to this one more time, the beginning for me, which I couldn't really put a finger on, it's just a really nice rounded off honey that quickly turns a corner into those fruit notes for me. That raspberry, that cranberry, I do find a little bit of what I'm gonna say oatiness on the finish.
There was something that happened when I let the glass sit empty for a little bit out there. And that was this really dense honey. Now, everyone says, oh, there's hints of honey in this.
No, honey.
No, but what I mean is we did an episode that was all about honey during a dry week one time.
Did we? Oh.
And we did like 12
Honey.
kinds of actual honey.
Oh, it's so good.
And this reminds me of the blackberry honey.
Oh,
Right? The honey that we tasted that had, the bees had been around blackberry bushes or something.
Blackberry, not raspberry cranberry.
Yeah, but remember that I don't mean blackberry.
You say blackberry honey.
I mean and by the way, blackberry honey is not blackberry flavored honey.
Right.
It's honey made by bees who had access to blackberry bushes.
Right.
Right? And that's what it reminds me of, is that slight berry noted honey. Organic honey. And it's even stronger on your hands.
The more I go back to this, I'm starting to pick out two flavors that I was missing entirely before. A nice vanilla and a nice oak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A nice vanilla and
and the oak is at the very end.
Yep.
That's just a good whiskey.
Yeah, it's a damn good whiskey. Okay, are you ready to fight and steal and drink in Daniel month?
Not in Daniel month.
To Daniel month that's happening right now. Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
In March. If you fight me, you fight for a friend.
Steal, may you steal a lover's heart.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.